Do you guys know how much Nikke earned in November? Since now it's December. The revenue, wow! Nikke earns 39 million on Android, 29 million on iOS. Damn, that is huge. How much is it? 39 million plus 29 million is like 40 plus 30 is 70 million minus 2, 68 million. Within the first month, by the way. Alright, let's see. Nikke. Netflix. Damn, Netflix is dying! Yo, what happened to Netflix? Netflix earning less than Nikke. Okay, it's actually true. It's actually true. But yeah, this is actually good news, right? Because let's have a look at Level Infinite, alright? We just want to get a rough idea and see, look at the top earning. So this is everything from this publisher. Goddess of Victory Nikke, 39 million. PUBG Mobile, 9 million. PUBG Mobile Lite, 200k. Tower of Fantasy, 6 million. Level Infinite's highest earning game is Nikke. Nikke, this is, I know Nikke just came out. First month usually is like not accurate because usually it settles down a little bit because it's first month, so a lot of people tend to spend. But it's still a good news for the developer. I mean publisher. Level Infinite is the publisher. So Shift Up is the developer, I believe. So for the publisher, 39 million is like, this is the highest grossing right now, followed by Tower of Fantasy, 6 million. The rest is like, maybe, PUBG is earning more than Tower of Fantasy. So Nikke is the highest, followed by PUBG, followed by Tower of Fantasy. Those are great number for its first month. Most gachas don't even break 20 million on their debut. That is true. Memento Mori did break 20 million. But yeah, these are very good numbers. I think Nikke is... This proves that Nikke is well reached. I think they are advertised enough. But also, there's a bit of illusion here because I think Nikke is... This all revenue is probably under the same server. Like some is a bit more tricky. For example, Counter-Strike, if you check like C server, Global server, they have CN server, they have JP server, they have KR server. Whereas Nikke is probably all under the same. I don't think they have a separate. Unless, correct me if I'm wrong, right? They do have multiple servers like JP, KR, but it's all under one same app name, which is what I'm trying to say. Imagine if their game wasn't a buggy mess. It has everything you want in a gacha game. Excellent waifus and physics, actually interesting story, unique gameplay, great voice acting, insane OST, but all bottlenecked by the devs' greediness and horrendous bugs and crashes. Whew. I'm riding in that hopium that many great gachas start off being mess, but ends up being better. At the very least, they have acknowledged it's pretty buggy and they're taking steps to fix them. Yeah, I do agree with what this guy is saying. As long as they have acknowledged it, you know, it made more the Genshin in November. 30 million? 30k. Wait, Genshin is 30k on Apple. Wait, Genshin is 30k on Apple? Wait, what happened? They can't update on Apple anymore? At least they give people hope and they say they will make things better. True. Apple can't afford to spend. I think it's 30 million. I think it's about 30, 60 still. But yeah, this one is only... Genshin might have other app like this guy say. 68 million USD is insane. Had it actually had some kind of oath or wedding system, I would have shilled very hard. But thankfully it didn't, cause those bundles and battle pass cost way more than everything I've seen on other games. It doesn't matter, right? If the bundles are more expensive, like I've seen people complain about this. Other people is buying it. This number is here. They will look at this number and be like, okay, people are willing to spend, so let's go, right? It gives something better stuff in Bond stories. I haven't reached any of those yet. It's funny that it received higher revenue against Tower of Fantasy debut revenue, that it was like 26 million combined. Wait, really? Tower of Fantasy, when it first came out, only get 26 million. I forgot what the number was. I think Tower of Fantasy was around, yeah, wasn't that high. Tower of Fantasy was about 10 million on Android. Maybe it's like 14 million on Android and 12 million on iOS. Maybe Tower of Fantasy has multiple servers as well, so that's going to be harder to check. Oh, because Tower of Fantasy you cannot look at Android and iOS because some players are on PC. So that's not a fair comparison, right? Tower of Fantasy you can always buy stuff from the PC. I think that's something that people always forget sometimes, right? Some games have PC clients, so you can't use this website to check. It's not accurate because this website will only track from Android or iOS. Like for me, I prefer to buy stuff from PC like Counter-Strike and stuff. Those are huge numbers, especially for a new IP. I guess the state of the game doesn't matter as long as there's something else to hook players with. Also, big marketing budget helps, which I think is kind of true for this game. That ad with the 2 billboards with the girls jumping between was easily one of the best ads I've seen for a game in general. Not shocked that Nikke has earned big bucks on its release. I wonder how much retention it will be able to have. I'm still enjoying it, but I'm only level 100 and haven't hit those crazy walls yet. Plus the next thing I like most, which is the advice sections, haven't gotten repetitive yet. Maybe next month I'll feel differently. Yeah, I like the advice as well. That's how you can connect with the characters. What other game has like sort of like an interaction with your character? Like a bond thing, right? I think that's always a good thing to add in games, because at least you feel that the character you have some sort of... there's a reason to pull for them. Like, you don't have that in Tower Fantasy. That's my biggest gripe. You don't have that in Tower Fantasy. So Tower Fantasy, you pull for weapons, and then there's no such thing. So it's like, I guess there's a weapon story, but it's only like some character, right? Dating simulator. On a side note, this means that Nikke now has the strongest launch for this year, more than doubling, almost tripling Tower Fantasy's 26 million, who was the previous biggest launch this year. Again, we don't know because this Android iOS, but yeah. Not gonna lie, I didn't expect Nikke to beat Tower Fantasy's launch, especially since Tower Fantasy had a lot of media, YouTubers, streamers, etc. behind it. So Tower Fantasy 26 million in the first month, which I think Nikke will still do better. There's no way the PC version will PC client will earn way more. Let's say PC client generously give them 20 million. So 26 by 20 million is still less than what Nikke earns, right? So there's that. I only hope that this is a lesson for new gachas in development. There are a lot of people out there that just want to collect waifus, but want more for their girls than just live 2D lobby models. Story, relationship bonds, gameplay assets are also important. And now, Tencent is going to continue pushing garbage price packs, releasing unpolished games. People need to stop supporting this kind of practice. Yeah, I love to see the breakdown of what packs that money comes from, but only the devs have that. Nikke has some packs which are good quality. Example, the usual monthly login is value, good value. Most are straight up scams. I love to call it Tencent being greedy or malicious, but we've just had 2 events in a row with a shop item way underpriced compared to the rest of the shop options, so I think they are just bad at math. Lol. I'm curious is how many people actually bought the mission pass. There were many flash sales for $1 items. The site stated $1 item was the most popular purchase, but never says how many bought it or which was it. How many of you guys, okay, let's be honest. How many of you guys bought the $1 in Nikke? You know when you first level up to level 10 and stuff, and then there's like, $1. You buy now. You gotta buy now. 24 hours, it will disappear. I bought 3 of those. That was a crazy one. That one, they have a lot, and the price increased eventually. It's not just $1 anymore. The price become like $2.99, and then eventually it become $9.99. But yeah, I'll link it to you guys. The Reddit will be there if you guys want to check it out. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to talk about revenue sometimes.